Care Act subsidies have now officially expired.
That means health insurance premiums will go up. Good Day's Kim Leffler joins us from the line. Kim.
Good morning. These health insurance subsidies were central to the country's longest government shutdown. With their expiration, 22 million Americans will now face increased health insurance costs.
I'm doing a lot of math, seeing what I can move around and how long that's actually going to be sustainable.
Dashina Southard is one of many Georgians set to see higher health insurance premiums in 2026 with the expiration of the Affordable Care Act subsidies.
It is going up. It is almost tripling.
The tax credits help reduce the cost of monthly premiums with eligibility determined by factors like household income and location. They were originally part of the Affordable Care Act passed during the Obama administration and enhanced during the pandemic.
The Republicans, I can tell you, want the money to go to the people, and we're winning that battle.
Democrats were holding out for a renewal of the subsidies during the country's longest government shutdown last year. The Senate failed to advance bills in December to expand the subsidies.
Republicans continue to pursue a my way or the highway approach, which has gotten them nowhere this year, and it's consistently hurt the American people.
Now Georgians like Southard, who are facing higher insurance bills, are trying to figure out the best way to move forward.
I don't go to the doctor that much, so it may be a situation where if it gets to a certain point, I just go without.
The House is expected to vote on another bill to expand the subsidies later this month. At the Live Desk, Kim Leffler for Good Day Atlanta.
Something we're going to have to watch closely. Kim, thank you. It's 7:03 now, and more than 100 people attended Senator Jaha Howard's swearing in as the new District 35 state senator at the Gold Dome. Howard now represents citizens in both Cobb and Fulton counties. The 44-year-old senator is a pediatric dentist who grew up in Southwest Atlanta and lives and practices dentistry in Cobb County. He won the December 16th special election runoff, defeating former state rep Roger Bruce to fill the seat that former Senator Jason Estevez vacated. He's now a gubernatorial candidate.
Zohran Mamdani begins the new year as New York City's mayor. Mamdani was sworn in just after midnight in New York City's historic and long-closed City Hall subway station. The Socialist Democrat is the city's first Muslim mayor and took his oath with his hand on a Quran. Mamdani said the old subway station represents the importance of public transit in New York City as he announced Mike Flynn as the new Department of Transportation Commissioner.
A lot of symbolism there. It's 7:04 and it's officially a new year, and that means a slew of new state laws are now in effect. Among them, a new law to require HVAC warranties to automatically transfer to the new owner when a home is sold. Temporary license tags can now be issued electronically, making them easier to get and harder to fake. Vehicle booting will face new oversight too. Companies now must have a permit and follow stricter rules. Courts will begin using digital recordings for hearings to speed up cases. And for more on any changes, just head to fox5atlanta.com.
Well, Atlanta is now the only major U.S. city without a daily newspaper. On December 31st, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution printed its last newspaper. It's now going completely digital. For the last 157 years, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution landed on doorsteps across the metro. The AJC's editor-in-chief told Fox 5 earlier this year the print business is nothing like it used to be. At its peak, the paper had more than 500,000 print subscribers. Over the years, that dwindled down to just 40,000.
What we're doing now is we're meeting people where they are, and we're stepping into our future. The newspaper part changes, but what we do every day by being present, by bearing witness, that's not changing.
The AJC says it's helping its print subscribers make the transition to its e-paper. They partnered with the Georgia Public Library Service to provide free digital access. That's open to all of the nearly 5 million active library card holders across 60 library systems.
Well, if you need to run out for anything today, you're in luck. Most stores will be open for at least part of the day, including Walmart, Target, Kroger, and Publix. Just check with your local store for specific hours, as some will close early. Now, the big ones to keep in mind that are closed are Costco, Sam's Club, Trader Joe's, and Aldi.